Hi everyone, this is Debbie at Color Everywhere, and I wanted to come in today and work on some journals that I've been working on, started already. So today I'm going to work on covers, and if time, then I'll work on. So everyone's welcome to come by and chat, and I'm going to go ahead and get started. So this is these are little these are going to be farm journals. Some of you have seen these already. And these are tassel tops. So they will have tassels at the bottom. And hi, Brenda. Welcome. Good to see you here. So this is a chicken. This is the rooster. And as you can see, this one has a chicken on it already. So I'm probably going to put the chicken on this one, put the rooster on this one, and they'll hang off as tassels. They're kind of big, but I think they'll be all right. And this cover is pretty much done. I have a little bit of inking to do on it. Hi, Nettie. Nice to see you, as always. It needs the inside cover needs to be put on, so I'll do that this evening. And then this one is going to have the rooster on it. Here's the rooster. He's going on here. And he's like the chicken's in a circle. The rooster's going to be in an oval. So it'll be kind of like this, inside an oval. That's raised up off of the book. So he'll be kind of like this. Hi, Julie and Beth. Thanks for coming by. The inside of this one is fully covered with this. This is fabric. And the inside of it is a flour sack, a paper flour sack from a mill. So this one is ready to go at any point. I got to fix the front of it. So I'm going to do that, get the rooster in place, and put the inside cover on this one, and then see how much time I have left after that. Huh. I don't know, Julie. Everybody complains about that happening, so I guess it does. Don't know the answer to it. I guess you just have to check once in a while. So I have these, I used to do a lot of mats for pictures, and I have some tools to do that with. This is a piece of one of them. This allows you to cut ovals, and I have different sizes. Here's another size. So you can, cut different sizes with these of ovals for pictures to go in. So I thought, well, that might make a good pattern to use for my rooster. And I think it's going to be about the right size because I don't want it to be huge around him. Hi, Julia and Mary Lou, Aunt Beck. Thanks for coming, guys. It's been a busy day on in our community today. There's been a lot of people on. I actually got to see some. So I think this size will be about right. I don't want to cover the whole, picture, but it has to be big enough for the rooster to fit inside it. So I think that's going to be about the right size. So now I have to decide what color. I got to watch this because it's got tacks in it so that when you put it down on the board, it sticks in there. I'm going to lay it right there. I got to figure out what color I want to go behind the rooster. Like here, the chicken has this print. And I have more of that I could use. So, it would be similar, but I don't really want them to be that similar. So I don't think I'm going to use this, although I really do like that paper. My friend Nettie sent me a paper pack that she had, and it's really nice. I like it. It's called French Country. And I don't know who. Oh, it's by Creativity Inc. I have no idea who they are, but these papers are really pretty. I really like them. So I'm going to use them in these journals. And I'm trying to figure out which one to use behind the rooster. Hi, Ann. Who else did I miss? I think I got everybody so far. So I've got a couple of ideas. I've already decided I don't want the writing, but here's a here's a Pure D'Lis pattern. And remember, it's going to go on this. So I want to, I got plenty of colors to choose from. So I'm kind of trying to get an idea. And I haven't decided yet what the oval is going to look like. This is just the background for the rooster that will go behind the oval. I like that because it's dark and it's not too busy. Then I have this one, which I don't know if you could see. It does have some shininess to it. Those are all roosters. I thought about that. I kind of like the darker background, and then it'll be in an oval. It's this size, so there won't be gobs of black. But I'm not sure about the shiny part. I'm not sure about that. Then I have this red Pure D'Lis, which is, it would work too. Hi, Janet. Nice to see you here. So I'm kind of in a little bit of a trying to make a decision about what to use behind the rooster. And then there was one more that I liked. I like this one too. But if I had a darker frame, it's going to be like an oval frame. If I had a darker oval frame, that might work. And I could also shade it with some ink like I did on the chicken. I really like how this looks. So maybe that's the answer. I like the red too. I'm going to have to do something to cover the frame. So that could be red. Of course, I always like red. I could use this as the background. And then this is just painted canvas. And then I could cover my frame with canvas and paint it this red. I like that idea. And that will make it pop too. And then I can use the others in different places. So I think that might be what I'll do. What's he got on him? He's been out in the farmyard and got something on him here. I don't know what it is. Looks like tape or something. I have to get off. So I think I like that idea. So let's see if I have any canvas. I'll do the canvas in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and cut the oval background first, and that'll be done. And I can get the papers to the side. Let's see. Anybody else come in yet? I didn't see. I'm glad y'all came. I appreciate it. Now, if I can get this straight, that'll be nice. And I'm just going to cut it the same size that the frame will be. And if I need to, I could trim it just a little bit. It's easier to do it that way than try to get it an exact. Let's see. Here we go. I better turn it this way. Nope, that's not any better. Okay. That way my thumbtacks won't hang up. Okay. These papers are so pretty. Thank you, Nettie, for sending those to me. I really appreciate it. And Anne had sent me some animals that I will be using. Farm animals. Excuse me. We've been having rain here this afternoon. And I think we're supposed to get another round of it, but I don't know. Didn't look like it when I came downstairs. Okay, so now that can be moved. So he can go on here. And I'll pick up some of the yellows and the browns in there. Not be too busy. And then we will make the frame. Lay that aside. Oh, and canvas. Where's my canvas? Might have to go get a piece real quick. Thought I had some right here. Here it is. So all I'm gonna do, I'm just going to make a frame and then cover it with the canvas and then paint it. Well, it's going to have a frame around it so that the edges won't show. That's what I'm getting at. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Oh, first I have to find my cover I was going to use. Here it is. I'm not gonna make this. I started to do it on cardboard, but I don't want to make it stick up that much. I don't think. I'm just gonna use 2. This is just the back of a tracing paper pad. I'm just gonna use 2 of these glued together, and that should be thick enough. I just want it raised up a little bit. I don't want it to get in the way. I need to do this first. Getting ahead of myself as usual. Yeah, I think I like that red around that gold. Let's see, I just want to glue this together a little bit. Maybe not. Thanks, Janet. You're always so kind to everybody. All right, here we go. I don't need massive amounts of glue on there because it's going to be covered and glued some more. Now this is as big as I want it to be. I don't want it to be bigger than this. So first I will trace the outside. I don't have the next smaller size. The next smaller one I have is pretty small. Let me see what it would do. I think it'll be too small though. I have this huge suitcase that has all my yeah. See, that one would be too small. So I'll just do it by hand. It'll be all right. So somewhere I have a protractor, but I don't know where it is. So I guess I will just do it by hand. So I want my frame. How big do I want my frame? Not very. I'm wondering, do I want my frame to be bigger than that? How big would it be? It would be this big. Hi, Rebecca. And Scrappy Girl, Donna. Or Dana, I'm sorry, Dana. If I made the frame bigger, it would come at least to there. And that wouldn't leave much at all to see. No, I'm going to keep the frame this size. So that means I draw on the inside. then I can cut it out and cover it with the canvas. And that'll have to dry a little bit. While that's drying, I can put the inside on the other journal. Hi, Barbara. Oh, I'm sorry, Barbara. Did you miss her? She's here. She was here a minute ago in chat. And she was on this morning. She had several guests with her. And I hope sometime she'll come back and visit with me. Because I like Anne. She always has good stories to tell and good things to share. But now you're stuck with me without her. I hope you can have fun with that scenario. All right, that looks pretty good. Okay, move that. Get him out of the way before he breaks his legs. Move this for a minute. I'm just gonna cut this with these scissors. These are great scissors. These are Westcott titanium non-stick scissors, and they're made for cutting cardboard and things that are a little bit thicker. I like them a lot because they work really well. Hi, Happy Diane. See, there's Anne. And Julie is back. Okay, Aunt Beck. I'm always happy to see you. And your cowgirl journal, I'm calling it cowgirl journal, is really looking cute. It's going to be something. Got awful quiet upstairs. My girls were here. I don't know if they've left or what's the deal. They all went outside or what they're doing. They might all be snoozing. Now I'm going to have to cut the inside circle also. I hope that's going to be thick enough. I think it will. And Barb Clark was missing you. I put a new knife in this blade. Still pretty stiff to cut. Didn't go all the way, but that's all right. See if I can get this center cut out of here. Excuse me. Hi, Carol. Nice to see you. I appreciate y'all coming. Otherwise, I'd just be sitting here by myself talking to myself. That's not always fun. or exciting anyway. All right, let's see if I can cut this down. Here we go. I should have really got the tools out and cut this out, I guess, but sometimes that takes longer than just doing it. So I'm just doing it. This might not be as wide as I wanted, but I think it's going to be all right. It doesn't need to be too wide, and I only have so much room to work with on the cover, so I want it all to look balanced. So I want to get these covers done, get all my papers, or all my signatures together, so then I can start working on the insides and all the ephemera and stuff, because you know that's my favorite part. So who's staying up tonight to watch the lunar eclipse? I think it's going to be too cloudy here. It's supposed to be more rain later on. I'm just drawing these lines on here to kind of give me a guide. I'll have to trim this again because it's going to be too wide to fold over. And this will be used, this is what I do with my scraps. I take little pieces, fringe them on the straight, and then I stamp stuff on them. So I save those. That's what most of this will be used for. Most of it. Okay, so now I have a lot of this canvas. It was given to me by someone who worked in a factory, and this was throwaway ends that they had. It's kind of long and narrow, but it's plenty big enough to use on journals. And I could paint it or leave it plain or whatever I want to do to it, and it's nice and it's got a nice weight to it. So 10:30. Yeah, I think it will be cloudy tonight. That's what we're having, Diane. I'm going to go around and trim all these. Some of them are going to be too long. Trim all these little guys off. So I can make little tabs to glue down. Can't be wider than the frame, which is what was happening. Okay, now cut, 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 cut. The closer you cut them to each other, the easier they will fold under. So it's like the straighter this line is, the more neatly the fold will be. so that when it's done, it'll look like a continuous fold. Oh, I still hear the girls upstairs. I guess they're still here. And then once I have it all glued on there, then I'll paint it. It's much easier to paint after gluing, I think. Had lunch with the girls. That was good. Everybody's been so busy lately that we haven't had a lot of time to talk. But they're catching up with the dad right now, my daughter and my granddaughter. Well, Rebecca, yes, I did, because I have tons of it. I am not kidding you. I probably will not use all of it before I die. And I use the pieces that I cut off also. Normally, yes, I would not do that. But in this case, I don't worry about it too much because, that's just the way it is. This is probably the only thing I do that with, actually. Because you notice when I cut my paper, where did it go? I cut it at the very corner. So, yeah, I don't normally do that either. Okay, now let's see if I can manage this. First, I'm going to glue the oval in place. And I'm using Fabri-Tac or whatever it is because this is heavier and it needs a stronger, heavier glue that will soak in more. And where are my clips? I need to get my clips. Keep my clips. Okay. Now I'm just going to try to do the inside now. And it gets a little messy, so I'm going to end up with it on me, I'm sure. Oh. But I need enough on there so that it will, get into the texture of the fabric to hold it. And the glue's kind of thick, so I want to make sure there's enough on there. So I'm just going to go around, and I have these are, they're a little bigger than a 1/2 inch wide anchor clips. So I'm just going to go all the way around. And that way it will hold it until it gets soaked in really good and fastened down. Excuse me. Actually, Rebecca, I'm the person who never follows the pattern directions. I lay it out. I mean, of course, I follow the grain lines and all that, but I lay it out however I want to so that I get the most out of the fabric, and I always have fabric left over. So this is a little fiddly, but it'll be all right in the end. Now it's starting to get a little bit tackier, so I can actually go around with my fingers and push it down. And then go back and put the clips on to hold it really well. Okay. I just want to make sure I have them nice and smooth. Like here's one that doesn't look like it's as tight as it should be. Yeah, and then I save all the leftovers and use them in quilting or something, you know. Because I don't want to throw them out. I paid for them, so, you know, most of the time. You would not believe how much of this canvas I have. And it's not something you can wash, because if you wash it, it gets kind of strange. I can almost show you on this. This is a piece of it that I was trying out some fabric markers on. And now, because it was slightly wet, it's what I call crunchy. But, you know, it also shrinks a little bit. So even when I paint it, it shrinks a tiny bit, makes it like a nice tight cover. So that's a good thing. But you can't like make a bag out of it and think you're going to wash it, because it won't work at all. I'm just trimming this off because it's a little hanging over a little bit, and I don't want that. Okay, so there's that part. Now I have to trim this because it's too wide. And then it's going to also have to be glued over, and that will make the frame. We left church this morning, and it's about 40 minutes, well, from church, it's about an hour to get home. Well, to get there too, but so by the time we got almost home, we were going to go eat somewhere. And when we went in, there was no rain or anything. It didn't look like it was going to rain, really. We came out, it was absolutely pouring down. So that lasted until after we got to the house, which was like 10 minutes or something. Of course, the dogs couldn't go out, so they had to go out in the garage, and they were all excited because the girls were here. It took quite a while to settle them down. All right, now I have to clip again, but this time I clip in a different way. This time I clip these, and I don't want to clip all the way to in other words, I don't want to clip like this all the way to the cardboard, because that will show on the outside edge. So what the way you really do it is you see how thick the board is, and you leave that much area that's not clipped. Well, friends on the go, that's my girl. Rachel, are y'all getting ready to leave? Or are you just saying hi? This is a canvas fabric. You actually could even, I think, use it for to paint on. You know, you would have to gesso it, you know, have to prime it first, but it's basically the same kind of stuff. Oh, hi, Mom. There she is. Hi, baby. I don't know what they're doing up there, but I can hear music and laughing. So this takes a bit to cut all these things. So normally I just go around like this, and I'm not cutting all the way to the cardboard, but I am cutting at a slant. You can see that I'm cutting at a slant, and then I'll go back the other way and cut the other slant, so it's not constantly doing this. They are laughing their heads off up there. Friends on the Go is the name of their travel company, which I've mentioned several times. I'm sure most of you have heard me say that before. Rachel and her husband own the company. My husband acts as their travel host, so he's on all the trips. And sometimes my granddaughter, who's almost 15, acts as his assistant. So it really is a family thing, you know. We're getting ready to go to, well, they're going to Alaska, land and sea trip in Alaska. I think it's September. And then we'll be home for about, or they'll be home for about 2 weeks, and we'll go to Cancun, Riviera Maya in October. And we have offered crafting while we're there. Oh my gosh. Rachel, these gals are usually up for anything that's hilarious, you know. They get so tickled sometimes. So I'm going back around, just cutting out the other sides of the triangle and getting rid of some of that so it'll fold over nicely. So on the inside, you just cut a slit. On the outside, you cut notches. Just like in sewing. You know, one thing about sewing, if you learn how to sew, you can do a lot of things. I believe that by learning how to sew, you can woodwork because, you know, you have patterns, you have measurements, you have all different kinds of things like that. You can do paper crafts, same kind of stuff. Some of it overflows or overlaps, I should say, from one to the other. And there's just a lot of things you learn by learning how to sew. It makes you able to do lots of other things. Apparently not cooking though, because I can sew pretty well, but I'm not much of a cook. Now Rachel, she's the cook in the family. She can put on a spread, especially if it's Mexican food. She is a great cook. No, I didn't teach her. Probably the only thing I taught her was how to boil an egg, and that was about it. She's way ahead of me in that department. This is tedious, I'm telling you that right now. Not the funnest. Sometimes you have to do the tedious things to get to the fun things. I can hear her talking all the way down here. They just came back from Florida. Last weekend they were in Florida for a tournament. No, that's not right. 2 weeks ago, I think they were in Florida. Last week they were in local for pickleball tournaments. Okay, so now, here we go. Now I got to glue this side. See how that goes. Isn't it exciting here? I'm telling you. Randy Travis, pray for the fish. Pray for the fish? What does that mean? Pray for the fish. Oops. They are laughing their heads off up there. I don't hear my husband, though. He must be napping. I don't know how he could be with all that going on. Pray for the fish. Okay, let me see if I can do this. And when I first put it on, it's not gooey enough to stick real well, so you have to hold it with something. I couldn't tell if you could or not. Oh my gosh. It's always comical around here, especially if Olivia's here. Let's see, what else am I going to do? I'm going to do this. I think it'll have to dry really good before I paint it, otherwise it'll come loose. Then I'm going to, what time is it? Oh, it's only 4:45. Then I'm going to, I think, pull out some pages for the, I've started some, but pull out some pages for the signatures and see how those are going to go. See what I want for that. Oops. I couldn't make these much longer because then they would show. Oh, there comes somebody down the steps. I'm sure you can hear that. Huh? Love you. Goodbye, baby. Love you too.
Hey, what do you have in your mouth?
Goodbye, Rachel. I don't know if she's still watching or not. We're getting ready to leave. Is she? Oh, this is taking longer than I thought. I thought this would be quick, but you never know. So what's everybody else working on? Heard of El? Exactly, Julie. You should hear it when the dogs come down, and they're little. I I'd rather hear that than nothing, though. I used to have her every day after school and all summer in the daytime. I only have one daughter, one granddaughter. Now I don't see her near as often because she's so busy with pickleball and homeschooling and just things in general. And we're much farther away now, where we used to live 3 minutes apart. Now it's 40 minutes. So, too hard to just have a short visit when it takes you 2 hours to get back and forth. But we get to see them every Sunday when they're in town, if they're not out of town with a pickleball tournament. Okay, finally. Okay. All right, so now I'll look at it. I see it. Hi, Grammy. I'm Grammy, by the way, in case you didn't figure that out. Turn it down. Silly kid. Now you're making dinner. I was happy I didn't have to make dinner. I seldom do on Sunday. We usually go out after church, because by the time we get home, it's time for dinner, time for supper. Okay, so I'm gonna let this I'm gonna let this dry for a few minutes, and then I'll come back and I can paint that. It's gonna fit inside. I think that'll look good after it's painted red. I'm gonna like that, I think. Okay, so I'm gonna sit this over out of the way. Bye, girls.
Love you, Mom.
Love you too. Bye. Aren't you glad you get to be part of the family?
Bye, Grammy.
Bye, baby.
Oh, okay.
All right, now, let's see. I'm gonna put the inside cover on this one. Where is it? Here it is. So this is what's going on the inside of this one. Okay. Tammy, no. No. Sorry, gotta chase the dog. Yes, Brenda, I do have a great family. I have a great husband of 50 years now. I have a wonderful daughter. She's married to a great guy who I love dearly. And I have a lovely granddaughter who is a very good kid, really is. And I do have an all-around wonderful life, I have to say. Not because I deserve it by any means, but I'm very fortunate. And believe me, I appreciate it and I realize it. All right, let's see. Okay. So I traced around the actual cover. I want it to be about 1/8 of an inch less all around. So now I'm going to go back and wherever I had from to where I traced it and cut it. Let's see, I don't think I'm going to start on this side. And then just cut it down 1/8 of an inch. Basically is what I'm going to try to do. And I think I'll use my cutter because last time I did it, I got a little crooked. So this time, maybe I won't. Let's see. All right, so let's start with one straight edge. Okay, this is getting on my nerves. That's going. Okay, yeah, that's better. So I'm just going to line up. I hope this is going to be straight. We'll see. Right here. And just square this up as much as I can. I'm going by the top of these letters just to make sure. All right, now let's see if I did this one straight. Not quite. Wish I could have got that whole picture on there, but it just won't fit. I don't know why, but I feel like I need to check this, so maybe I better. Yep, two. Don't want to waste this because I only have one piece. I want to see what's going on. Measure, measure, measure. or you'll be sorry in the end. Oh, can you tell it got quiet? We're so quiet when it's just us and the dogs that when somebody does come by, it's like, whoa, so much noise. We're not used to it. We love them to be here. It takes a few minutes to get used to having somebody else here. We're just old people. Old, quiet people. All right, then. Now, I cut a little extra off of this side because it needed it on the other end. Okay, now let's see what happens. Now, what in the world? I still have it too long on the bottom. That's why you always check to see what's happening. I feel like I'm mumbling. Am I mumbling? You're sorry you're stamping, Julie? Why are you sorry you're stamping? You should be stamping with joyous abandonment. Stamp, 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 stamp. Just joyously stamping. Don't be sorry about it. All right, try one more time. Rinse it up. Okay, I'm just gonna line this up and clip it on here. It still looks crooked. Let's see. Could be my cover's a little bumped out or something. Okay. Oh, that was crockett. Like, shoom, off to the side. Oh, I see. No problem. Okay, I think that's gonna do it. Okay, all right. Now, I don't know how y'all do it. I might want that. But I start kind of in the middle. And again, I'm using this heavier glue because I have heavier paper and fabric. So I'm going to start about an inch from the bend. And this paper is heavy, so I can afford to go a little bit crazy with the glue just so that I know I have enough. And it's not going to seep through and cause a big problem, anything that I can't handle. Oh, I shouldn't have gone that far. So normally I go about an inch on each side of the spine. And I make sure I get it down in the groove of the bend. There we go. There's some more. And in this case, I'm not even going to spread it. I mean, I could spread it flat, but I don't need to because this is thick enough. So I start here. I've got that clip down so I know it's in the right place. And I lay it all down. Still checking my edges to make sure they're I shouldn't want that far right now. Okay, so smooth everything down. Get in those grooves really well. And I want that to all stick down into the. I almost got glue on my good shirt. That would have been irritating. So as that glue oozes out, if it does, then I just use a wet wipe on it. And otherwise, just kind of burnish it down a little bit so it'll go in that crack. I'm going to have some glue up here. This paper, this bag isn't as nice as the other bag. It's a little bit more susceptible to pilling if you're not careful when you get it wet. So I'm trying to be careful. Make sure I got all the glue that's going to seep out. Now I have to really be careful because I don't want to tear my paper. But I do want that to go all the way down in that groove where the binding is. Okay, so now I go back to where I left off and glue again. Sorry, I'm not looking because I'm gluing. Good night, Mary Lou. Thanks for coming by. I probably missed her. She's probably gone already. She knows I love her. I think she does. This looks a little crooked. I think I hear the dogs snoring, or maybe it's all three, the two dogs and the husband. They're all three snoring. At least they're resting. I do hear all three of them, I can tell. Oh my. He deserves a rest. He built a, well, he did most of it. It's not done yet. A rock wall out at the side of our house. To make it easier to mow around our retaining walls and the basement retaining walls, or where the basement door opens out. I'm going to go ahead and push that down into the groove because I want it to stick. Okay, so there's that side. Now I still got this side to do. Hi, Malia. Did I miss you earlier? Or did you just come in recently? Excuse me. Nope, there I see where you just came in, didn't you? Oh, I'm glad you're here. I'm just working on journals. I got my farm journals. I'm getting into them now, so that's what I thought I would do today. And my chicken's under this side, so I have to be a little bit careful. Where's that? Oh, well, my gosh, they are snoring so loud. Those dogs, they'll be knocked out for the rest of the evening since they had company. Since their Olivia was here. I just realized a couple days ago that Cammie's a howler. Bella is, they're both miniature schnauzers. And I've only heard Bella howl like maybe twice. And whenever she heard a siren is when she did. Cammie, I can howl and she'll start howling. They're like right above where I am. Oh, you know, part of what I'm hearing, he's out there. He can't sit still for 5 minutes. He's outside weed whacking. And it just rained. It just poured down rain. So it's got to be wet. But he didn't mow yesterday because he was working on the rock wall. So now I hear him out there weed whacking. That's part of what I was hearing. But I can hear the dog snoring too. So I guess he wasn't part of it after all. I can't believe he's out there weed eating wet grass. We have a fenced in area off the kitchen. That is where the dogs go. It's about as big as the footprint of the house, actually. And he worries that they'll get out there in the wet grass and get their feet wet and get sick or whatever, you know. So I guess he decided he was going to go out there and weed eat. What a man, what a man. Glue fingers. Now let me see if I can get this to fold nicely. Try to fold it too much before it's dry, then you're going to have a lot of bubbles and what have you. I have some bubbles or whatever you want to call them on this side. that I may end up covering with something because I don't like the way that looks. But I mean, you know, when the book's closed, it looks fine. But it didn't glue down into the cracks the way it should have. And that's partly because the canvas is thick and it's almost too thick to get down in the crack and, you know, mold to it. So that's what happens. Yeah, I thought that was snoring. Part of it was the weed eater. Okay, so now this is going to have to dry. There it is on the inside. I think it goes good with the red. I love how this looks right here. I like it a lot. Okay, so now let me see if the other thing's dry enough to paint. I might yet get it applied. What time is it? 5:11. I got time. I got time. Excuse me. I hope you all went to see Anne this morning. She had some company. She had Carol and Violet there visiting. She's starting some new journals. That are looking interesting. She does very interesting journals. I just love her Alice journal. Okay, let me see one bad spot right there. Tweezers. There. Of course, you know, whenever you have a mistake or something that needs fixed, that glue will not come off. For the life of it, it will not come off. If you have something that looks perfect, that's when the glue comes off. When you have something that looks bad, you can't unglue it. That's just the way it is. So, fix the little flippers, and then I'll paint. These aren't stuck down very well right here. And give them a little bit more glue. I usually have my nails more round than this. Now I have these square nails, or more square. They're still a little bit rounded on the ends, but I'm not used to not having those tips to grab things with. I don't ever have them really long, but so these are flat, and the points are on the corners, however you want to say that. So I'm not quite used to these yet. I like them. They came out nice. Come on, glue, do your thing. Get on here. Okay, now. Okay, where's the... Here it is. Whoa, look out. Crash. So that will be red. And this will be heavily shaded around the edge like this is. And then he'll go right in the middle. Perfect. I would have liked for the frame to be a little wider, but I didn't want to cover up all the background. And it's big enough. He just needed to fit in there, so I think that'll be fine. So let's paint this so it can be attached. Lid. Here's the lid. Let's see. Find a brush. I think that one will work. Not much to it. And find some trash. Oh, I want that trash. Find some trash. Here's some trash. A little bit of trash right here. Save that. Here's my lovely palette for my paint. Here's some paint. And this will take a couple coats. So we planted some azaleas, which I think they're past their time to bloom, but I'm not really sure how that. I don't know if they bloom all year or not. Planted some miniature or petite, I think they're called, rose bushes. 2 of those in the back flower bed. My lavender is coming up really nicely. In fact, it's getting really big. And I planted some, what's it called? I want to say it's called fragrant. No, that doesn't sound right. It's thyme is what it is. And it's a ground cover. It's a little tiny short ground cover. And it is going like crazy. I have some hens and chickens that have propagated pretty well on their own. We need to spread those out a little bit probably at the end of the season so they can keep growing. And what else? Our little trees that he planted 2 years ago are looking pretty cute. He planted some red buds, some, what did he plant? Persimmons, which I really don't know why he planted persimmons because, I probably won't eat any of them. I don't know. I might have to learn to make jelly out of them or something if they ever produce. And I think there's what else is out there? Oh, there might be a I can't think of dogwood. And what else? He got a rose plant the other day, and it's called ground cover or ground roses or something like that are supposed to really spread out and get really full all summer. So I'm looking forward to seeing those. They're kind of pink. And then we also bought some phlox that we planted in a couple places. So we got plenty of plants going on out there. And tomato plants. I got those the other day. We only planted 4 tomato plants. We just do enough for us to eat here at home. I love tomatoes. Otherwise, he probably wouldn't mess with them. If I get paint on this shirt, I'm going to be really upset. So I'm going to find my, here it is, my apron. Before I do something really drastic and get mad at myself. I should have had it on all along. All right, that's better. I don't even need to tie it. I just need to cover up. I'm surprised I didn't have it on me already. You can always tell a painter. Everything they own has paint on it. Let's see. I think this red's going to really pop it out. I don't want them to be exactly alike. You know, they'll have some ephemera in common, or at least some things that look similar, but probably not exactly alike. That's the way it usually goes when I do two at a time, the same theme. I have fun doing it that way. So I have to make sure all the edges are covered. Otherwise you'll see the fabric showing through. My daughter and I were talking earlier while we were waiting for our food to come at the restaurant about these. I'm trying to think of what it's called now. The meals that you get that everything's with it, and it sends you instructions. Fresh, healthy, fresh, or something like that. I can't think of what it's called now. They have different companies. She's HelloFresh. That's the one she's using right now. She just started using it. She really likes it. She said that I think right now she's still using some of her free meals from just starting it. But she said right now that it costs them for 3 of them, 3 meals. So in other words, 3 days worth of dinner, just one meal, costs $63. I don't think that's really bad because I picked up some 4 pounds of chicken wings at the grocery store the other day, and I really wasn't thinking about it. He just had said he wanted some chicken wings. And I just picked them up, threw them in the cart because we were hurrying. I got out in the car and I was looking at the receipt for something else. I thought the chicken wings were $18. I couldn't believe it. I said, if I had known that, I never would have bought them. If I'd paid attention, not been in such a hurry. But I remember when a pound of ground beef or a can of tuna was what we what we thought of as a cheap dinner. Can of tuna is outrageously expensive now. Pound of ground beef isn't too far behind it. It's bad. Makes you think you should have a farm, do all your own stuff. I could never do that though. I don't have the physical stamina for it. I have the mindset for it. I just don't have the physical part. Couldn't do it. I don't mind making do and what have you. I mean, I've gotten used to not having to, but I don't mind doing it, you know. Okay, I think I'll let that dry for a second and make sure there's no spots left that I need to take care of. What a mess. I am such a messer. Yes, Nettie, it is. I don't even know what cheap meat is anymore. Maybe neck bones or something like that. But yeah, it's ridiculous. And for 2 people, it's almost cheaper to go out and eat. Although this morning on the way to church, we decided to stop and get something from McDonald's, which we don't do very often. So we each had a breakfast sandwich with a hash brown little thing and some orange juice. It was $17. My husband came out and he says, "We're going to have to start doing something besides eating." I said, "Now you know how it goes, you know." Okay, I got most of it. All right, let's see. Where's my cup? Here it is. Where's my water? Here it is. Looking for my old rag. Old rag, yay, here you are. Found you. Found you. Alrighty, now, I'm not going to throw that away yet because I might need it. Glue. And this over. And I'll move this over out of the way for a minute. Alright. What do I do with that rag? I need to clean my mat really well because it's got some goobers on it. But I'm not going to do that right now. Okay, so looking pretty good. I think I'm gonna put 3 signatures because these are look out, little guy. See, I finally did it. Just broke his toe off, but it will glue back, so I'm not worried. I knew that was gonna happen eventually. These are 2-inch wide, whatever these are called, I can't think. 2-inch wide. It's not coming to me. You know what I'm talking about. They're 2-inch wide. 2 inches wide. So let me do this real quick. I'm going to give it just a hair of a cut off just so it won't stick out. I don't want it to show around the edge of the frame, and the frame is the same size as this, so I'm just trimming it off a little bit. I hope everybody's having a good supper. Okay. And I'll see if I can't darken this up a little bit. He's still weed eating out there. I bet those socks are, oh, he's probably not wearing socks. Well, if he is, I bet they're going to be nasty. Now remember, I have a frame that's going around this, so let's see. It's going to be about that wide. So I need to come in pretty far if it's going to show up. Oh no, Nettie. Well, we're supposed to have a young family come over. They've got 6 kids and all under the age of 11. They're supposed to come over this coming Saturday. And it's supposed to be in the 80s and sunny or partly cloudy all week long until Saturday. Then there's a 30% chance of thunderstorms. And it's supposed to get down to 63. Yeah, he's going to take them to the park and let them ride the side-by-side all through the sand dunes. And then come back here and have, hot dogs and hamburgers and stuff. I don't know if that's going to happen. I guess it depends. Of course, 30% chance, that's not that much, and it's a ways off. So it could get a lot better, could get a lot worse. Who knows? Nettie, I'm using your paper. I love it. I love it. Oh, that's still too wet to fill with. Have to wait. I know I want the edge darker than that. So I'm using Vintage Photo and Acorn archival ink. I don't know if I used any black. I think I did. It almost seems like this is pulling some of the, can't tell if it's pulling some of the print off or not. I don't think it is. It doesn't matter. It still looks cool. But. Well, Nettie, you should have kept it. I would have found something different. Yeah. Uh-oh. Now I'm in trouble. Let's see. Okay. Okay, let's do some black on here. This is very scary. I think we're going to do this end. Hi, Violet. Aww. Rough day for your son-in-law. Yeah. Okay, Violet. Thanks for stopping in. Hope you had a nice time for your Mother's Day dinner. Yes, I could have said that was my Mother's Day dinner too, because the kids were around last weekend because they were in a tournament. But we eat dinner with them all the time, so it doesn't matter. Okay, it's kind of dark, but I think I like it. I ain't got too much right there. It'll be okay. I still like it. Wish this other piece would dry. I'm ready for it to be on there now. I could glue this on, but I don't think I want to yet. Because I'm not sure how I want the spacing. Okay. We're going for it. Better check first. Yep, everything's painted. Gotta think about this before I do anything drastic. I think I'll glue to the book. And I could put it right in the middle. So excuse me. Okay, let's see. What did I do with the, oh yeah, I dropped it, then I picked it up, and then I put it where? Lost my thingamajig. Oh, phooey dooey. Oh, here it is. Maybe I could just lay this on here and mark it, but I can't. It doesn't work that way. So let's see. I'm trying to figure out how to get this centered without getting ridiculous. Oh, Cammie's having a fit upstairs because she can see him outside and she's not there. That's it. I'm just going to eyeball it. Excuse me. Cammie, don't do that. She loves her papa. And she is strong-headed. If she doesn't stay out of my flower bed, she's going to be sorry. I'm tired of chasing her out of there. Still not quite dry. I'm back. Okay. All right, here we go. Here's the scary part. Trying to glue it on the front of this fabric, get it straight, is the scary part. Where are my tweezers? Everybody hold your breath. Because I ain't measuring. I think it's as straight as it's going to be. Let's see, now I gotta find some bigger clips, longer clips. These aren't gonna be long enough. I don't have anything that's long enough, so these will have to do. Some longer clips, as much as I need those all the time, always looking for something longer, and I don't have anything. I think that'll be fine. Yep, Violet, I understand the struggle. Now let's see if I can get this on here. I gotta find my other glue. And my stick. And This is going to be tricky also. I don't like the rooster as much as I like the way the chicken turned out. I'm not crazy about his feathers, but he's all right. Now the back of this rooster is totally flat, so it takes the glue well, and it usually works well to stick it down, you know, because there's no holes in the back. Well, there's one, but most of it there's no holes in the back, so you don't have to put the glue very thick. I didn't put out enough glue. Where is it? Well, that was dumb. I used to use E6000 quite a lot with jewelry and different things, and I would put it in a, I would open the tube and put it in a baby food jar, and then use a piece of plastic underneath the lid and screw it down, and it would last a lot longer that way. And then every time I wanted to use it, which was fairly often, but you know, I would go in, that's strong. I would go in and just take out a blob with a little spoon or stick or whatever, and then close it right back up, and it lasted for a long time. Now, when I just leave it in the tube, it does not last very long. I don't use it as often, but it gets hard pretty quickly. So hey, Mr. Rooster, this is your new home, so be nice. Be nice, Mr. Rooster. Cooperate. Oops. Glue string. Okay, now let me get this other little foot on that I broke off. knew that was going to happen. Ooh, I like the way this looks. I'm happy. Oh no. Almost didn't get his foot in there, but I managed. Sorry, I'm not looking right now. Okay, Mr. Rooster, you've done pretty good so far, but I'm not so sure about you. Trying to mess with me. Trying to mess with me. Okay, guess that'll do. I have some shiny spots I'm trying to clean off. I had to slide him over a little bit. He was too close for his foot to fit. Okay, now let's see how he looks. Ooh, is he straight? There he is. I like him. Looks like the sun coming out behind him. Happy. Happy, happy, happy. Okay. I like both the covers. Julie? Yes? Were you talking about your black cardigan falling apart? I see it. Okay. Whew. Okay, that was the hard part. Now, let me clean off a spot. What time is it? 5:56. Wow, look at that. I couldn't have done better. I got done what I wanted to do today. What I wanted to show you. Wasn't much new to anybody, I'm sure. But you never know. Sometimes people like to see a review of stuff. Just save that. Well, I appreciate you all coming. So I'm not just sitting here by myself. Talk to somebody once in a while. Are you doing your dinner, coloring, or cutting, or painting, or taping, or gluing? Whatever. It's nice to have company. So maybe next week, if I don't do it between now and then, I'll work on the tassels. And this week I'm going to work on some of the ephemera as I get time. It's going to be a busy week, I think. So there's the results. I'm very happy with how they've turned out. Julie. Thanks, Anne. Thanks, Janet, Nettie, everybody. So I hope you will come back again next Sunday. Sundays are getting to be pretty busy, aren't they? All day long. There's somebody interesting to watch. I hope after you watch all those interesting people, you come by and give me a shout out and have fun sitting around talking with us. Oh, that would be nice, Anne. Thank you very much. I have no idea what the schedule is for. Well, I do know what part of the schedule is for tomorrow, but I know Dee Dee's on. I know Mary's on. Marriott Atelier, how do you say that? And some other people. So spread the love around. Have a great week. I look forward to seeing you the next time. So bye-bye and thanks.